What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. So it's the weekend and we're doing another What Sold. We're going to cover some hard goods today. I'm going to show you 12 hard good items, various categories within hard goods that I found in thrift stores and or the Goodwill bins that I sold on eBay for profit. I'll pop it up on the screen. I'll tell you where I got it, what I paid for it, how long it took to sell, and my approximate net profit. So thanks for stopping by and let's get started. Alright, first item up, sporting goods. This is a baseball glove. Not a high-end one, but I did get it cheap. I paid about $2 for it at a local thrift store. It took about 4 months to sell. Sold for $17.75 plus $8 shipping, and it had $13. This was a Louisville Slugger. DeMarini, some Rawlings are going to be your better ones. So there's a wide range of used gloves, can go anywhere from like this at the $17, $18 range, and some can go up to, $50, $60. So always run your comps. Alright, next up we have a coffee mug. I don't try to touch a lot of coffee mugs unless they are this style right here. And this is called You Are Here. You'll see it on the bottom of the mug from Starbucks. And as you see, it has a different, so like a cityscape and the name of different cities. And I believe countries as well. So this one I got for $1 at a local thrift store. Took about 2 months to sell. Sold for $20 on Poshmark, and I netted about $15. Next up, we have a great category, bags. For me, if you look at all my sales over the history, bags pretty much average out to be the highest selling category. Always good money in bags if you find the right bags. This brand was called Briggs & Riley. It was kind of like a carry-on, like probably more so of a briefcase than like a luggage bag, but it could be used either way. So I got this at Goodwill for $10. It's kind of it's all ballistic bag, kind of like a Toomey bag. It took about 3 months to sell. I took an offer on Poshmark for $70. I think I listed it for around $100. There was no direct comps, or if there were, they were kind of spread out. So when that happens, I'll list high and see what kind of offers come in. And I netted about $46 on this. So Briggs & Riley, they make really good products and their bags resell for good value. Alright, next up we have a pair of sunglasses by Kate Spade. I always check like the spinning racks in the thrift stores, or if I see sunglasses at the bins, I often find good ones. So check those racks, look for some serious brands, they're out there. This pair I paid about 25 cents. I found these at the Goodwill bins. Took about 4 months to sell. Finally took an offer of $20 on eBay. And I don't put best offer on things, but buyers are not afraid to just send you a message anyway. So I don't put best offer. I like to just price my items properly by doing good comps. But many times I get people sending messages, hey, will you take X amount for it? And if it's reasonable, I'll do it. And I netted about $17. Next up was a unique item. You'll probably never find it, so I'm throwing it in anyway. This was a Wendys spatula. I found this at the bins. Pretty odd, but on it said Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburger Launch 2011. I don't know if it was from a restaurant for Wendy's restaurant. It was on the wall, or I don't know where it would have came from or how someone had it. Kind of weird. But I figured it's so unique, someone's gonna, people like to collect things. You never know, someone's a Wendy's collector, whatever. So I picked it up at the bins, probably about $2 by weight. It was about a pound. Took 2 weeks to sell, and like I said, I priced this high because there was no comps on it. And someone sent me a message, said, hey, you willing to take an offer? So I said, sure. And they offered $35, so I took it. I figured, there's not going to be many buyers of this, so if I'm going to make some profit, I'm just going to move it out. So I netted about $27. Here's another bag. The brand is Kelty. It's called the Kelty Jaunt. It's an adjustable lumbar. You can either put it over your shoulder or it wraps around your waist, kind of like a huge fanny pack. And I found this at the Goodwill bins, so about $2 by weight. It sold in 1 week. Took an offer again. Someone sent me a message because there was no real comps. $20. I think it was only down like $4. It was a fair offer. So I took an offer of $20 plus 10 shipping, and I netted $16. Here was something pretty interesting. I found this at the bins just a few weeks ago. It was metal, and it was a sinker mold for fishing sinkers. You pour like hot lead in there, and it makes your mold for your sinkers. So I paid probably $1.50 for this by weight. It sold in 3 days for $24.75 plus $8 shipping, and netted about $19. Here's a Nintendo GameCube controller. I am not very knowledgeable when it comes to video game stuff, but I know, these do sell well. I believe there's other controllers that sell for a lot more than this style. So I paid about 50 cents for this by weight at the Goodwill bins. Sold in 5 days for $18.75 plus $4 shipping, and I netted $16. Okay, here's a blanket from the movie Twilight. It was like a fleece blanket, and I found this at the Goodwill bins. So I paid about $2 by weight. It sold in 2 weeks, $34.75 plus $9 shipping, and I netted about $27. Here's another really great Goodwill bins find. It's amazing what people donate. I'm always surprised. This was a Yashica T2 by Kyocera. It's a vintage 35mm camera, and on the front it said Carl Zeiss, which is, they make the lens for this camera, or the glass, and if you see that, there's money in those. So by weight, this was probably like $1 or I'll say $1.50. It sold in 5 days for $114.75 plus $8 shipping, and I netted roughly $93. I also had to buy a battery, which cost me about $7. It had like a special battery. It was like almost like two AA size batteries, but they're joined together within a case, and it slides right in. So I wanted to test it since it was a good, selling it untested for parts, maybe be $30, $40. So to me, spend the extra money to test it, it was worth it. It cycled, it flashed, it did all the proper stuff. I tested it without the film, and it was good to go. So I included the battery with the camera, which is going to be an extra selling point compared to any others that were listed, and it sold right away. Here's a Bible. It's called the NIV. I think that's the company that makes them. Serendipity Bible for Groups. It was a pretty large hardcover one, and I picked this up for $1 at a local thrift store. Took 4 months to sell, sold for $27.75 plus $5 shipping. Sent it out medium mail, and I netted about $23. And lastly, this is a Manfrotto tripod carry case, kind of like a hard shell case. Manfrotto makes tripods. Even if you find like the rotating head for the tripod, you can part those out, sell them for good money. It's a solid brand. So I found this at a local thrift store for $5. It took almost a year to sell, or maybe even a little more than a year, but we'll say a year because it was around there. It sold on Poshmark for $42, and I netted $28. So I'm glad to get that out. I love selling the old stuff. It's gotta go. Alright, so out of these 12 items, my total buy cost was $28.25, and then if you add in the $7 for the battery for the camera, it came out to $35.25. After recouping my buy cost and paying all fees, I netted roughly $340. So that's pretty average, it's about 10x the money. 4 sold in under a week, 2 sold between a week and a month, and 6 took longer than a month to sell. So I had some long tail items in here, that happens in all categories, but not a big deal. So hopefully you learned a new brand to look for when you're out thrifting, and you can make some money yourself. So I appreciate you watching. Any questions, put them down below, and I'll see you in the next video.